All right, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is July 3rd. Not right now as we're recording this. It's the 29th?
Yeah, 29th.
It is June 29th, but if you're listening to this, it's at least June 3rd or later. And dude, does Michael look good shirtless? Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Michael just passed by shirtless, and is Riley getting a deal? That's all I'm going to say.
He kind of has that 6'2", skinny, slim,
Yep.
kind of what
The build
tall,
that
dark, and handsome.
smokes me
deal.
in basketball when he goes to morning ball, but
Yeah.
he's been a bum lately. He ain't been going.
He's too busy, man. He's whipped. What do you expect?
Look, dude, word of advice, Michael, if you do listen to this. Go to morning ball. That's a non-negotiable. Everything else your wife wants you to do it. 100% do it. But morning ball, that's your time, that's your place. All right. Well, Steven. Oh, by the way, this is my friend Steven. Hold on. Let's stop real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you my friend and longtime wide receiver, Steven Hot Cuts Brimhall. All right, we're back.
That was pretty good.
Um,
I was glad you kept the hot cuts in there because that needed to be said.
needed to be said. The receiver who I probably have the most passing yards with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it's close.
Right.
Yeah, this is probably the best quarterback wide receiver duo maybe to ever play the game.
Yeah, I still almost every night watch the highlight reel of it. Every night.
I don't know if Tally knows this, but I have the USB of the JV years.
Do you?
And it's plugged into my computer into our TV. And when Tally's not home, I'll turn it on and just go, man, we were the best there ever
That's
was.
just the good old days. Undefeated season.
If you guys remember last week with my sister Taya, I talked about it was weird being a junior and dominating at the JV level.
Yeah.
That's why. We dominated as juniors on JV. But I mean, it's junior varsity. That's where we were supposed to be. So I don't know.
And we went from starting JV the next year starting varsity.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much showing how legit we actually were.
I mean, the progression was right there. It was right on point.
Yeah, I mean, did I get a pass from you senior year? No, but I mean, it was there.
No, I mean,
the look was there.
I mean, did I throw you one? Yes. Was it a bad throw? Yes. So did you catch it? You tried your hardest, but it
Yeah.
was that bad. Maybe I'll put some of the highlights on the Nintendo Mercies page because there are some really bad throws that I had where Steven made me look pretty legit, and I looked a lot better because I had a lot of really good receivers around me.
I remember after almost every catch I'd have, I'd always turn and point back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Coach Lang was super pumped and screaming at me from the sideline in excitement.
Yeah, he would just, I don't even know. Half the time we wouldn't even run those plays and we just freaking improvise, really.
Half the time it was, hey, base right, fake power pass.
Yeah.
But we knew just, Steven, you're just going to
Just
run
give
to
me a
wherever.
couple seconds, yeah, and I'll get it.
Yeah, just you're going to go to wherever's open, and I'm just going to throw it. So that's what happened.
Yeah, that is what happened.
All right, let's get into this. First things first. My question for you: what's it like moving away from home? Because, we'll say this: we are currently in Snowflake.
Mhm.
We were going to do a Zoom interview, and you were coming to town, so
Yeah.
we decided to do it in person. Postpone it 3 weeks, and here we are now.
Yeah, I just wanted to see you,
Good. Good. It had nothing to do with you going to the valley.
No, not at all.
Cool. Okay. So now you live in Texas. What part of
Yes.
Texas you live in? Let the people know.
Denton, Texas, about 40 minutes north of Dallas.
Okay. Tell me about Denton. What's the population looking like? Demographic. Are they good folks?
I guess it depends.
I wish you guys could have been here to see that face.
I guess it depends where you your values, I guess, but it's definitely more left-winged area for sure. But it is a beautiful, beautiful. I guess it's a city. It's pretty
Yeah.
big. It's probably the size of Flagstaff, maybe bigger.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 colleges there. It's a decent size, and it's not too far from Dallas too. So,
You're able to go to Dallas often?
usually just to hang out with some buddies and stuff. But
Gotcha.
traffic there sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
I ain't. Let me say this: I ain't never been west of, or I ain't never been east of New Mexico.
man, it's just the whole thing is just interstates. You miss your exit, you're screwed. You add another 30 minutes to your drive.
Oh jeez.
It's, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just a giant maze out there, really.
All right. What's the hardest part about living away from home?
Probably when you start seeing like family events. I miss all the family events. All my brothers having kids. I missed all that.
You miss me having a
I
kid.
missed you having a kid.
I'm about to have another one. You're probably gonna miss that.
Yeah, just when families doing stuff.
Yeah.
You just all my nephews and nieces are growing up so fast. It's like, wow, I'm not even there to see it.
Look, dude, I'm trying to get you a job here. I'm trying. I'm not really plugged into the whole, power circuit here.
Yeah,
So,
that's the one thing about it is it's all you got to know somebody.
Yeah.
It's always you got to know somebody.
who do we know? All right. We'll move on. So these are some words from an experienced lineman here. Let's see if it'll work.
You did do your research, didn't you?
Oh, shoot. All right. This is so embarrassing. All right. We're going to watch it on my phone. And I'll just put it on the Tender Mercies Instagram page. So, do you recognize the video?
Yep, that was from our rodeo from NLC,
All right.
the Lineman College.
Lyman College. Okay. So, it's our good friend here, Stephen Brimhall.
Yeah.
He's climbing a power
He looks
pole.
good, yeah.
He's quick. But the words from an experienced lineman, this is Tally's uncle, who works for SRP in the Valley
Okay.
as a lineman. He was just saying, form, fantastic. You're lacking speed. He goes, me at my 40 years can still go up and down faster than that. Dude, I feel like right now I have that.
I got improvement, I
No.
guess.
But I mean, you're working the job now. You're getting that experience that you need
Yeah,
to be quicker.
yeah, that's true.
I feel like I'm talking too much like the hey, I got my accent going on. I don't know what's going on. All right. So anyways, he just said get quicker.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. My screen just went black. All right. Okay. These are questions from the people. Now let's start with the ones that I didn't get on here. These are the ones that came after I put this together, so I
Okay.
don't forget them.
Okay.
All right. Is he still a juicy booger bum?
Is he still a juicy booger bum?
Do you know who that is? Who said that? I'm not going to tell you,
Kind
but
of sounds something like my sister would say, but I don't think she follows you on anything.
probably not.
Oh,
Yeah.
juicy bum. That sounds like Garson Hatch.
That's exactly who
Yeah.
it was. Yep.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
me and him growing up would always say juicy booger, booger bum, stuff like that.
That's disgusting. So, are you still a juicy booger bum?
I think deep down, I think I am.
Good. No, that's
Just like
good.
deep down, I'm a goofy goober, you know?
Yep. You don't want to stray too far from your roots.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for Facebook. Let's go over to the Instagram. All right. What was your favorite and least favorite thing about living in another state?
Probably my favorite thing. Well, probably I got a couple things probably that are about the same.
Okay.
I think going to a different state is just completely different. Texas is completely different from Arizona. So going there,
Well, especially northern Arizona, where we're in the boonies out
yeah.
here.
So where I was saying Denton, it was pretty green.
Yeah.
It's around this time, it's super green, pretty. Uh, the culture's different, the accents here
Yeah.
from everything. So,
Do you hear a lot of this
oh yeah,
going down the rodeo suite?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just seeing the scenery, the people, experiencing that culture. Um, it was also nice to get away. I mean, me and my wife get away from everybody, kind of focus on me and her.
That's good.
Uh, that was nice because I think our relationship strengthened from it. We became better friends. It's like,
Well,
I
that's all
can't.
you have each other. That's it.
Yeah, and those are probably, yeah, those two are probably the best right there.
All right. What's your least favorite thing about moving to another state?
Like I said earlier, probably being away from family
Yeah,
is a
that's
big
rough.
thing. Yeah,
My sister lives in Hawaii, and she says the exact same thing.
yeah. And I guess it is tough when you first move there. You don't know nobody. You don't know the area, so it's kind of like a little boring because you don't know really what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
But once you're there for a while, meet some friends. It's a good time though.
Good. All right. Okay, so this is a question, and I sincerely hope you have the right answer here. Because I already know the answer to this, and I hope you do too. Would you rather your daughter or wife be trapped in the woods with a man, like a stranger, or a bear? So the typical man stranger or the man bear debate. It's simple. I don't think you need to think about it.
I think the obvious answer is definitely the bear.
Yes.
Because I know that if she minds her own business, that bear's going to mind its own business. I don't think that bear's going to go out of his way to. I mean, unless she messes with the bear. But
No,
if
of
she
course.
leaves the bear alone, I think he's going to mind his own business.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say that for a man. I think after some time, I think that man would start to get curious, get closer and closer, and it would end badly probably.
Men are terrible. Like, we as a gender are just horrible. Now, there are good men out there. I'm trying to be that. I feel like you're probably trying to be that as well. But, I mean, for the most part, men suck. We are terrible. So, I mean, the obvious answer is the bear.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
I don't think there's any circumstance for me that I go, oh well, maybe the man. No, it is the bear.
Yeah,
100.
for sure.
Even if you put like Cocaine Bear. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you had Cocaine Bear, I still like my wife's chances with the Cocaine Bear over a man.
Yeah, and I mean, not to get a little crazy or nothing, but
Yeah.
that cocaine bear would probably finish her off quickly.
Yeah,
You
be
know,
nice
it's just-
about it.
Yeah, be nice about it. She ain't gonna feel nothing.
All right. Okay. Here we go. These are some of the now that we're into the questions that the people sent in on time. All right. Do you like tamales with ranch dressing? This was the very first question that came in, by the way.
I actually do. I'm actually not a picky eater. I like tamales with ketchup. I like tamales with ranch.
You've had tamales with ranch?
Yeah.
Now, I feel dumb. I'm going to be 100% honest. I know who sent these questions in because
Uh-huh.
I can see it. I'm not going to tell you who other than Garson's because that's a fun one.
Yeah.
But I thought that this was a joke. The only thing I feel like it's appropriate to have with a tamale is salsa, and I don't even do that. For me, like, God told the people of Latin America how to make the tamale, and why mess with it. But like, you've actually eaten a tamale with ranch.
Yeah. So it's not.
What?
It's not gonna be my go-to.
No, that's fine, but I just thought this was a joke.
Yeah. I just like to. Like I said, I'm not a picky eater, and I just like to just test things.
Okay.
Like one thing I used to do is I used to get corn
Yeah.
and I'd eat it with barbecue sauce.
That sounds okay though.
Yeah. Well, I just like to experiment on things that I eat. I'm not picky at all, so I just like.
Yeah.
And pretty much tamales, I guess if it's dry, I just want it to get down, so that ranch will help it get down.
That's
you know?
true. I mean, I'm thinking about it, and it probably does taste good.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that this
And a
was
lot of
thing.
times, I don't know for you, but for me, I've had tamales quite a few times where I didn't have salsa there.
I don't know how many times I'm actually eating tamales.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you think Zach has what it takes to be a lineman?
Is this Solomon?
This is Esau.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think
Even though he's got his hands all nice and clean and whatever for the nursing
It
world.
might take a couple weeks, but I think with his work ethic, I think he could.
Okay. Now, now we're talking linemen as in like what you're doing, right? You're up
Yeah.
on the power poles. Now, just a twofold. This is a two-parter. What about Zach as an NFL lineman? Do you think Zach has what it takes?
Well, right now, currently, love
No.
the dude.
No.
But he's been getting a little small, a little soft.
Nursing school's been
Nursing
taking up his
yeah.
time, huh?
So I don't think he could handle being an NFL lineman. Now maybe JV lineman right now.
Oh
maybe.
shoot, that's a guy I want on
Yeah.
backside. Yep. All right. When are you gonna visit Zach?
Shoot, all the way in Boston, huh?
All the way out in Boston.
I don't know. I would like to. It'd be nice to visit,
Dude.
but
You know what we should do is we should try to plan like the boys head out to Boston. Because that's like ideally where the boys want to be.
yeah, we
Right.
can get like a kind of like a short bus or like a 12-passenger
Your van,
Yeah.
huh? Dude,
It would take us probably 4 days to drive. No, probably 3 days to drive there.
shoot, dude. I think we're onto something.
Yeah, my family. So my mom's from Maryland, and when we were younger, we used to drive to Maryland.
Yeah.
In our 12-passenger van with all 10 of us, and that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. I think I would kick Michael down on the ground, and he'd lay down on the ground, and I'd lay on the full bench seat, and then we'd switch, and yeah, it wasn't a good experience.
But with the boys,
But with the boys, it'd be different.
it'd be different.
Yeah, it would be different.
'Kay.
There we would just drive straight there, but the boys, we'd stop, get a couple drinks.
Amen. Amen. Yep. Okay. So this sounds like a joke, but the wheels are definitely turning in my head right now. Where the boys here in Arizona, we meet up here, right? We're gonna meet up at Papa Doug's house.
Okay.
And we're gonna drive to Texas.
Okay.
We're gonna take the I-40 over to Texas, over to Denton.
Okay.
We're gonna pick you up in Denton. Is there anybody else on the way?
No.
So, yeah. Okay. So we
No.
gonna stop in Denton. Steven's gonna show us around town.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna hop back in the bus or the
Okay.
van.
Yeah.
We're heading all the way to Boston,
Right.
and we're gonna let Zach and Macy kind of show us what's up, because looks like they've been taking full advantage of living in an historic place.
Oh yeah.
The stuff that they be putting on their social media looks good. So that's the kind of tour guide we want. So Zach, I don't know if you listen to this, but just know we're coming, and we're all gonna sleep at the foot of your bed.
Yeah. And as long as he pitches in some gas money, I think we should be fine.
As long as you're cool, Zach, pitching in. Hey, we're just asking 20 cents a mile. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Because, the thing is the government says that technically an employer has to reimburse you 67 cents a mile. So we're asking for a third of that. That's it.
That's a good deal.
Smoking good deal. Especially to see your boys. All right. Next one. Also concerning Zach. Do you forgive Zach for crashing your honeymoon? I want to hear the story. I actually don't know if I know this.
So me and my wife loves Disney. She grew up on Disney. So
Okay.
for our honeymoon, she wanted to go to Disneyland.
Okay.
So
Not a bad place to go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but it was okay.
Well, we have some rough memories at Disneyland. If
Yeah.
you'll remember, punch the head off of one of the Bugs Life characters on our senior trip.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
because the guy wouldn't take a picture with our group.
Oh yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
That was great.
But Disneyland is good, but I get on the rides and stuff, and I just wish I was at Six Flags because I just want more.
Yeah.
That pleasure feeling you
Yep.
get. That's what I want. And
you
I
just
can't
want
get it.
pleasure.
Yeah, that's why I like at like Brad when we're running or riding the one that takes you straight up and then straight free fall.
Yeah.
he would make sure his
Thing was way too loose.
was loose, so he was like floating in the air. I was like, you are crazy. But he was chasing the pleasure.
Brad's always chasing that
Yeah.
pleasure.
Shoot. But anyways, we already planned on going to Disneyland. When we got there, I think we were there for 3 days. So we went there the first day, and that's when Zach, I think my wife posted something on social media or something.
Yeah.
And that's when Zach and Macy commented, "Hey, we're actually at Disneyland too."
Okay.
So, and then I think for the next 2 days, we went with them.
That's not bad.
So it was nice because my wife and I had that the first day to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and then having a friend there, it's just, you know, Macy and my wife, they're friends. Me and Zach are friends, so it was a good time.
I'll say that's a very good group right there.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
And so we even actually stayed another day with them, and we went to the beach
Oh, nice.
that next day. So
Well, I'm sure Burr wasn't too happy about you taking off the work.
nah, he wanted me to be there. No, I think it would have been fun still, but I
Yeah.
think it was better that there was somebody there.
So you forgive him then? It's all
yeah,
good.
for sure. And if he wanted to go again, you know, just let me know.
Or why don't we just go to Boston
Yeah.
and we can forgive him there? That's
Yeah.
what I think.
I don't know how the beaches are there, but
I don't care, dude. Lobster rolls calling.
yeah, that would be nice.
All right. What advice would you give your siblings or friends about married life? 'Cause, yeah, you've got a couple siblings coming up. I mean, the rumor mill's already going crazy. So,
I guess I would say just don't rush it.
yeah.
Make sure you got that time to
It's
kind of
easier to
figure things out. Yeah, because I've heard stories of people getting engaged in like 2 weeks, and I'm like, you don't even know this person,
No.
you know? But I mean, if you and her, you feel that it's right, yeah, get married, but I would still suggest maybe a longer engagement.
Take
Maybe
your time.
Take your
Take your
time.
time.
Don't rush it, because once you get married, it's just gonna be you two.
How fast did you and Ashley get married from meeting, like, or I would say first date to marriage?
I would say before we got engaged, probably on and off. I mean, when I met her the first time, then we dated on and off. I think we got engaged probably like a year and a half, maybe, of knowing each other.
Okay.
And then we were engaged for 6 months.
So, almost 2 years there.
Yeah,
All right, not bad.
yeah. Mama Jeanette wasn't happy about that long engagement, though, but hey.
There was planning to be
There
done.
was planning to be done.
Exactly. All right. Biggest regret in high school?
Probably not hitting puberty sooner.
You can't control that. What?
I'm just kidding.
No, what's the biggest regret as something you either did or didn't do? Is that your phone?
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just like, I don't think I had my sound on.
I think I got 2 biggest regrets.
That's fine. I want to hear them.
I know I could have worked harder in sports
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
and how, freshman, sophomore year, I stopped playing baseball, I stopped playing basketball. I wish I would have just kept trying to do all the sports.
Yeah.
I could have worked a lot harder than I did.
Yeah.
And I think the second biggest regret is probably not hanging out with the buddies as
More
much.
often,
And
yeah.
I did a lot, but
We
you know
definitely
what?
hung a lot, but
But you just take it for granted because
It's
now
high
that
school.
it's high school. Everybody's married now, and so it's like it's hard to get everybody together because they got
Yeah.
kids, they got their wife,
Yeah.
and so I wish I would have maybe done more things, not just sit in Brad's sunroom and play Black Ops. Just do all these things. I'm saying go out and actually do stuff, things that you're going to remember doing with your friends.
no, it's true. That's true. Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good.
And then I guess you always got took in school work more seriously, but
No.
I guess when it's all said and done, it's just passing. That's pretty much all what it is.
Yeah,
Once you go on the mission and come back, you forget everything anyways.
exactly. No, I would say not that they're asking me. They don't care what I have to say.
I would love to hear your opinion, though.
But I would say my biggest regret is like basketball was and still is like my favorite sport. Like I get the most enjoyment out of playing basketball and watching and that's why I coach it. Like I want to be as close to the game as I can for the most amount of time possible.
Right.
But with my body build that I had, I'm not saying I was built, but I just the style, the build of body that I had and my skill set, I probably could have gone and played college football as a quarterback if I had just sat down and figured out the mental side of it. I had all the physical tools I needed.
Yeah, you had the height, the strength, the speed.
Yeah,
the spin moves.
Dude, I had some sick spin moves.
You even had the hurdles too sometimes.
I tried it once, but I got clipped. My ankles got clipped
funny.
out.
That helicopter, that was funny.
Oh, yeah, the SUU one, dude. I didn't even try to hurdle that. I just got hit in my lower left leg, and I got hit in the upper right shoulder, and I just helicoptered out. No, and it was just a thing of I thought I understood the game of football as an 18-year-old, and I didn't. And if I had just sat down and learned it, I could have been a much better player. Maybe we go on and win a state championship because I can make bigger plays down the stretch.
Right.
And so that's probably it. But I have a pretty sweet picture to show you. This is what took me the most time out of this entire little presentation for you. This picture, and I'll post this one too. This picture is Stephen Brimhall. He upended a player in maybe the biggest game of our career at that point. This guy gets a little swing pass out of the backfield, gets to second level, and Stephen Brimhall goes, "That was a mistake. Should have went down the first time." And he is so this picture. And if you're curious about what we're looking at, go to the Tender Mercies Instagram page. This dude's helmet and shoulder are in the dirt, and his feet are straight up in the air. And Stephen Brimhall upended this dude. He grabbed a shovel and put him in the dirt respectfully. Respectfully. Of course. You wouldn't have done it any other way.
No, yeah. But, I mean, he had it coming. That was my side. And he disrespected me coming to my side.
Look, there was a first level that he could have chosen to go down at. He decided that he thought second level was the next best option.
Yeah.
And Stephen Brimhall...
I was there.
He showed him that was a mistake. So, all right. Questions continued. What subject do you have the most experience in throughout your life? What do you feel like you could go stand on a stage and like talk about for an hour? Or on this podcast, if I was like, Steven, you got to fill an hour. What can you talk about for an hour?
I think probably, the most experience I've ever gotten was probably going on my mission.
Yeah.
So
Africa.
Yeah, Africa. So I guess just talking about the gospel, the scriptures.
Okay.
That's what I got the most experience in. I think
the guy who asked this question is going to really be pleased with that answer. That's all I'm going to say on that.
I've done a lot of other things in my life, but I don't think I have enough experience in anything else to go up and, talk for an hour, like I said. But I think I'd be confident enough to go up and give a little message about the gospel.
All right. Dog or cats? Explain.
That is a tough one.
Because you have dogs and cats.
I do have a dog. I do have a cat. So growing up, I'd always dislike cats. Everybody hates cats growing up. Most people.
I still dislike cats.
Yeah.
I like them enough if I see like a picture of them, I'm like, oh, that's a cute cat. But
yeah.
I don't know if I need one.
If I could take a cat and give it a dog's build, or if I could take like a panther and totally tame it, no 0% chance of anything bad happening,
like a dog essentially.
Yeah, I would take a cat over it.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. But I'm not giving you the this just crazy scenario.
No. I guess
you have a dog and a cat, you got to get rid of. You can only keep one. Which one are you picking and why?
I'd have to go with the dog. Dog is always probably the number one. It's man's best friend.
Man's best friend.
I'll be gone for 5 minutes. I come back inside. I have an Australian Shepherd. So
Ooh,
they have
good dog.
tons of energy.
And they're
super,
great dogs.
Yeah, great
Super
dogs.
smart.
So I leave for 5 minutes. I come back, and she's just super excited. When
Yeah.
I was actually gone for a couple months at work, I come
Yeah.
home. My dog was basically crying. It looked like because
Mhm.
she was so happy. My cat just came up to me, looked at me. I pet it, and it just went its way.
Hey, good to see you, man.
They both have their perks.
Yeah.
I guess if you wanted company, but you don't want to put in a lot of effort, you get a cat.
Cats are low key. Yeah.
But if you want something that's going to be there, spend time with it, go out, run around with it.
Yeah.
And they're good with kids too, if you train them right.
Yeah. My dog's
But-
fantastic. That's all I'm going to say.
It's hard for me to say though because I have a cat and I have a dog.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, dogs for sure.
Cool. Did you bring your dog?
Yeah, she's at my wife's parents' house right now.
How long do you have to do something before you can say that you have experience? As Lane Penrod would say, she got that experience. I can't believe I just said that on this microphone.
He had a point though. He had a point.
He did.
I'd say there's no time.
That's a good answer.
You can't say, oh, it takes 2 years. I think it all just depends on what it is. And I mean, you remember on your mission, right when you left, that's when you started feeling like, oh, I'm finally getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
And then you leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even after 2 years of it. So I don't think you can say any time because it could take however long you want. And
It's
There's-
that thing of it's that saying of it's not the amount of time that you put in effort, it's the amount of effort that you put into your time.
yeah,
So,
but I think, I think there's always stuff to learn.
okay.
But I think you could say you have somewhat of an experience when you could probably go out and do something by yourself, feeling confident, not messing up or anything like that. But
Okay.
there's always just more to learn. Anything, there's always more to learn.
Exactly.
So I can't really say how long it takes, really.
No, yeah, it's yeah, I'm with you. All right. How many people out of 100 have what it takes to be a lineman? I give you any random group of 100 people. And I'll say this: they're all over 18, so they can go to the schools and they can do the things. But how many people out of those 100 are going to go out and become successful linemen?
Well, let me explain it a little bit first.
Okay.
Okay. So for me, I'm not a lineman.
You're an apprentice.
I'm an apprentice, yes.
Yeah.
So
But you're a lineman's apprentice.
apprentice lineman, yes. And it generally takes like 5 years. Once you start the apprenticeship program, takes like 5 years
Yeah.
to become a lineman.
Gotcha.
And so out of the 100 people, like my lineman college,
Yeah.
I think there was about 215 students, and
Oh,
I think
wow.
we graduated with about 200 to 205.
Okay, so you dropped about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And being a lineman is tough because you're always traveling to different places, being away from family, being away from your wife.
Yeah.
Sometimes having no say in where you're going. I mean, you never have say in where you're going. They just tell you, "Hey, be here in 3 days," and you go there.
Yeah.
And so,
But they paying for where you're going.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
that's good. That's good.
But I think just how long it takes. I think a lot of people are not patient enough to ride all that time out, and the work is hard. I mean, I was working 13 days straight and 1 day off on one
Wow.
of the jobs that I was off. Or
Jeez.
I was on, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
And so I would probably say out of the 100 that eventually become linemen, probably
Well, let's just
probably
say.
20.
Well, I was gonna say. So out
maybe
of 100,
maybe no more than 20.
say I give you 100 people
Uh-huh.
that have like no experience, right? They're gonna have to go through the schooling. They're gonna have to go through the apprenticeship and then eventually get a job. You're saying 20 out of the 100 actually get to the lineman status.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
All right.
Maybe even less. I'll say 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah. I've met a lot of people who, I mean, to get that title lineman, it's hard.
Yeah.
To become a lineman, it's hard. I've met people who have been apprentices for 7 years
Oh, geez.
because they don't want to get into that apprenticeship. A lot of people just say, "Oh, I'm going to work for this company, but I don't want any part of the apprenticeship just because it
Gotcha.
takes so long."
Gotcha.
So I'd probably say 15 would be a safe.
All right. But I mean, the money's good though. When you get to that, when you get that lineman,
Yeah, when you get that lineman status,
ain't bad.
yeah, you start working some storms.
All right. What current nutrition are you following, and which one is your favorite?
Right now, I'm eating low carbs and as much protein as I can.
Wow. No wonder you look so dang good.
Well, before this, I just started this since I've been here, been in Snowflake.
Oh, so like about a week.
Yeah, I think I got here last Thursday. It's about a week and a half I've been doing this.
Yeah.
But my favorite is the carnivore diet.
Okay. So just straight meat.
Yeah, when back in Texas, before coming here, I was actually working in New Mexico in Carlsbad.
Oh, not bad.
But when I was working, I was on that carnivore diet. So I was having 2 steaks a day, a dozen eggs, and some honey.
Oh, okay. Where does the honey come into play? You just drinking that straight out the bottle or what?
Well, I was eating bananas with it.
Yeah.
But
bananas are dang good.
Bananas are dang good.
And you're climbing those poles. You don't want to have no cramp when you're up on those poles.
Yeah.
All right.
So honey on bananas is really good.
Okay.
So I'd have bananas, 2 steaks, a dozen eggs, and more bananas, and that's all I would eat.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'd actually eat a dozen eggs at a time.
Really?
Because I'd eat a banana with honey first, then I'd have a steak, then I'd have another steak, then I'd go work out,
and then come back and eat your
come
dozen
back
eggs.
and eat my dozen eggs. Man, it is so tough.
How do you eat your eggs? How do you prep them?
At the time, because I was living at a hotel.
Yeah.
Dumpy old hotel.
Yeah.
And all I had was a rice cooker. So I would cook them in a rice cooker and then mix them up. So scrambled eggs.
Trying to do scrambled in a rice cooker. Oh my gosh.
It was, I think once I started, I had butter too, unsalted butter.
Yeah. So
I'd add some butter and it was okay. But in the week period, by day 4 or 5, it's just a struggle to get down.
But I mean, hey, your biceps are looking good. So
yeah,
it obviously working.
I don't know if you've heard much about, I'm sure you've heard a lot about the carnivore diet, but I would say I probably, eating any other diet, I always feel hungry. But when I was eating the carnivore diet, because I was eating such clean food, clean meat,
yeah,
I was never hungry because my body was able to absorb most of that food.
So where are you getting these steaks from?
I would...
Outback? Texas Roadhouse?
No. It would depend on, I've gotten them at this local grocery store that was in Carlsbad. I've gone to Walmart. It just depends on the area that you're at. Some places don't have local groceries, don't have a meat market.
Yeah. So what cut you getting? What's your cut? New York strip?
Because of price, carnivore diet does get expensive.
Yeah.
But I would usually do New York strips.
Yeah.
And then occasionally throw some ribeyes in there.
Ribeye's so good though.
Yeah, but they're expensive.
They're expensive, but they're so good.
But if you got the money, I would 100% suggest doing the carnivore diet for sure.
Shoot, dude.
Adding a gallon plus more of water a day too. Man, you're feeling good. You're not hungry throughout the day. Yeah, that was probably, and you start to sleep better too.
I'm on that CPAP, so I'm sleeping dang good, dude.
Yeah, I was sleeping on crappy hotel mattresses.
Yeah, that sucks. All right. We got Stephen Brimhall up here, up on a power line.
Yeah, leaning out.
Yeah, and Tally's uncle, who's a lineman, he was saying that that's dang good form.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's true. Those are true words.
So I guess I need to print that out and start handing them out. That's my resume right there.
This is what you get with me.
That picture actually, that was during our rodeo again.
Yeah, same rodeo.
Oh man, I was so embarrassed because we had this piece that we were unscrewing from this wire and we had to transfer it to the other wire. And my screw was
stripped.
Oh,
geez.
So I sat there, and the guy before me had the same problem, but he didn't say anything about it. So I went up there and I sat. It was supposed to take me maybe like 30 seconds. I was up there for 2 minutes. And I was like, am I not doing this right? I'm tightening it. I'm loosening it. It wouldn't come off. Then I finally got it loosened. And I was like, this is messed up, man. So I put it on the other side, tightened it down. I came down. I was upset.
I would have been. That
because
sucks.
I mean, we were racing. My crew was racing another crew.
Yeah.
And so the winner got like a belt buckle and some other prizes and stuff.
Would you have worn the belt buckle though had you won?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'd have been flashing that baby around town.
My name's Stephen Brimhall. I won this here belt buckle at the Lineman Rodeo.
Lineman Rodeo.
All right. This is questions continued.
Ooh.
Continued. If I'm new to the gym, should I start taking Tren?
Right off the bat?
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, no.
Are you taking Tren?
No.
Shh, don't you dare
I'm
lie to me.
100% natty.
All right.
And I've always been 100% natty. The only thing I take is creatine.
I ain't natty. Your body ain't making that. No, just kidding.
No, I think Tren is probably for those who have maxed their body out as much as they could naturally.
Okay.
And I wouldn't suggest taking Tren unless, I mean, that was your lifestyle. Like if you wanted to get into Mr. Olympians, like if you wanted to be a professional bodybuilder, then, I mean, obviously you'd have to take Tren to get that big. But for just someone coming into the gym and taking it,
someone who just wants to fill out their T-shirt, they don't need no Tren.
nah.
All right.
I knew a guy, I worked with a guy who he used to shoot up testosterone, and he thought he was just going to get big just from taking it.
Oh,
he
just
wouldn't
taking
work out, so it just gave him like a big old weird beer belly gut.
Was he married?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Poor wife. He'd walk in and, where's my dinner? And then he would just start throwing her around. I guarantee it.
Yeah. But for starters, though, when you first start going to the gym, if you're consistent, you'll make a lot of gains within like the first 3 months of working out. If you work out hard.
Ain't true.
If you work out hard, sleep right, and eat right.
All right. I wasn't sleeping or eating right, so I wasn't doing too.
And then if you really want to, after that, and if you want to take it to the next level, then take Tren.
All right. So you heard it here, folks. 3 months. Work out for 3 months, and then start getting on the Tren. How old does LeBron have to be for you to beat him one versus one? Jeez, who am I to beat him 1v1?
I think maybe. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I would say probably 70 years old, maybe. I'd say that's probably because by then he'll probably retire when he's like 50, and then and then he'll probably still play for another 10 years, and then he'll probably just stop. So then 10 years of not playing anymore.
You don't think he's gonna go play for the Shanghai Sharks when he's like 60 and just be like, look how easy this is?
People who go there are just in desperate need of money.
and they ain't gonna work no job. They gonna work they're gonna play basketball.
So I think by the time LeBron's 70 years old, I'll probably be. Oh, and I have to play. If I started now and played until he
you were taking
70,
Tren and
yeah, I was taking Tren and working out. I think I would. I'd beat him when he was about 70.
Okay. What team do you want LeBron to play for next?
Well, I already know that he's going to play for the Lakers.
No, that's
his
obvious.
son.
Yep, that's obvious.
But
I don't know. Does he want to play with Kevin Durant and dunk on his kid one time to be like, "Hey, welcome to the league"?
I think I would like to see LeBron play for the Suns.
That'd be pretty sweet. Just be able to say we had him.
Yeah, or if Klay Thompson were to stay with the Warriors, I would like to see LeBron play with Steph Curry.
That would be so much fun.
Those two teams.
Now, Klay's leaving, though. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go. I think they were saying that there's a big chance he'll go to the Lakers. There's like two other teams. I can't remember.
Lakers, Clippers, and Mavs.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I guess Mavs would be good, too. But I think number one, I think Suns. I think he would help the Suns out. Because I feel like the Suns, they don't have. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, they're good. But they're not leaders.
Well, no, I would say that they're both leaders, but neither of them are guys that can dominate the ball and still facilitate.
Okay.
Devin Booker and Kevin Durant both know how to dominate the ball, meaning like they get the majority of touches. Yeah. But for them, it's not as much about facilitating as it is creating for themselves.
Yeah.
And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, because as we see, there you can be one of the best players in the league, as both of these guys are in their respective positions, at doing that. but we need someone who can dominate the ball, have a majority of touches, but create for his teammates. And LeBron,
Yeah.
I think LeBron, with his ability to score from anywhere and his unselfishness, I will say this. Last time you and I spoke in person, I hated LeBron. I hated LeBron in the sense of I was just like, he's not the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought he was a good player, but
Yeah.
I would say LeBron is probably the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah.
And I know I have a lot of people that listen to this that are Michael Jordan heads, and
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is great. I'm not saying that at all either.
Yeah.
But the thing that I think really separates the two of them is LeBron can truly do it all, and he's done it in a more competitive league.
Oh yeah. I mean, no other team has come back from a 3-1.
No. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But LeBron is pretty dang good.
Yeah. I would love to see him with the Suns, though. I'd love it.
Okay, top 3 memories from JV football. Take us back.
The first thing that I remember is we were playing Blue Ridge in Pine Top, or in Blue Ridge. And opening kickoff, I fumbled the football. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember
Opening
this.
kickoff, I got the football,
Okay.
and I fumbled it, and they got the ball. Okay. And
Is this sophomore or JV or junior year?
junior.
Okay.
And then shortly after, I was returning a punt return. And the ball was rolling.
Yes.
And Lang was like, "Don't touch it, don't touch it."
Bruce was about to come out on the field and like push you over to be like, "Don't touch it."
And so there was probably like 3 or 4 people, like they're kind of around the ball, letting it roll. And I just sneak in between them, grab the football, and I take it to the house.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, oh, okay, just let it roll, and then boom, I pick it up and I'm gone.
Yep. So I wasn't on defense ever. I
think you were against Winslow, weren't you? The last game?
So they really, really wanted me to be a defensive end.
Yeah.
And I just don't have that dog in me. Offensively, I have all sorts of crazy ideas. Earlier when I was saying like I wish I would have like learned more about the game of football, I've done that when it was too late. I know a lot about the offensive side of the ball now, not as much obviously as some people, but like I feel pretty confident in my offensive abilities. And I don't have that defensive dog in me. I don't.
Yeah.
And so they would throw me in. Is like, dude, go have some fun with it. And I never made a tackle. Even as a junior on JV, I didn't make a tackle, not once.
But you're throwing touchdown passes though.
And receiving them.
Yeah. Oh
Cash
yeah.
money.
Cash money. Yeah.
There was one time where Lang threw Tragan Standifer in there
Yeah.
as a quarterback and against Payson, and I snagged that thing out of the air, took it to the house.
Yeah, I remember that. So that's number 1.
Yep.
Because I've watched the highlight tape so much, I always, like I mentioned before, always remember the one where I dive out of bounds, keeping 1 foot in. It was against
This one was at home, I believe.
no.
I think it was Page home. You ran a corner route.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably fake power pass, and so you're on the right side. Our tight end at the time, which I think was Tyler Brimhall, ran a seam up the middle.
Yeah.
You kind of followed back behind him, but then turned it into a corner.
Yeah.
And I lofted that thing, and I put too much air on it, and you somehow dove out of bounds, keeping. I mean, you definitely drug your toe.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you managed to have a foot in bounds and catch the ball out with how far out it was.
And so right after that, I just looked towards you and I pointed at you.
You were going to run the ball back to me and be like, "Hey, this is yours."
Yeah. And the last one, my favorite memory, or my third favorite. I think remembering the rivalry me and Brad had.
Mm-hmm.
We would always compete on who would score the most touchdowns in a game.
Who got the most touches and
most touches, more touchdowns. Like I'd get 2 one game, Brad would get 2 the next game, and so it was always just a little competition between us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fun memory.
That's good. And it was hard for me. I mean, I felt bad because Brad, as a running back, didn't get to run as many routes as you did.
Yeah.
And so usually if we called a pass play, I was like, you got to be at least 30 yards downfield if you want this ball.
Yeah.
So, and Brad wasn't getting down. His routes just weren't taking him 30 yards down the field. So,
Yeah. JV ball was just so fun though because it wasn't serious.
the thing that was
Lang
crazy,
let us do whatever we wanted.
but the crazy thing with that is for not having like that discipline, right? To like you said, Lang and Palmer let us just do what we wanted. We still worked extremely hard. And I mean, we blew everyone out by multiple touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, over our 2 years on JV, we went 16-0. Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's
no,
funny.
Florence was close.
That was just because we put all of our second stringers in like this before halftime or something, and they came back.
That and I don't know if you guys ever knew this. I wasn't in the best headspace. I had gone to go visit my dad at that point. Like, I wasn't at school that day.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten like special permission to go to the valley and go visit my dad, and then I met my grandpa. Sorry, it was my grandpa. My grandpa was like on his deathbed essentially, and so I had gone to visit him, and then met you guys over at the field, and so like I wasn't really there mentally.
Before I forget, there is one more memory. It was messed up. Okay, but it you don't know what happened until you see the highlight film.
Okay.
God rest his soul, though, Bruce Palmer. Right after I scored a touchdown, I was running back, and you could see it clear as day on the highlight film.
I think I know what you're talking
I'm running
about.
back, and I give Lang a big old high five. To my left, Palmer's just sitting there with a high five, and I don't even acknowledge him, and I just blow right past him, and it was messed up, man.
God rest his soul.
Yes.
Palmer.
I love what would he always say? He's always say, "Bring him up" when
oh yeah.
someone would do something bad, and he was like, "Lift him up, don't bring him down," or something like that.
Don't tear him down. Lift him up.
Yeah, something like that was funny.
He'd always call me pencil neck.
Yeah.
All right. How do you stay on track with your fitness and nutrition these days?
I think I've seen the benefits, like of how I feel when I'm eating healthy and I'm working out. So it gives me that motivation of, hey, I always want to be healthy and strong. When I actually came here, I haven't been sick in like 6 months because I've been eating clean and whatnot. Probably the second or third day I got here, I was so sick. I ate
bug.
and some sort of stomach bug. I'm like, wow. It's like that whole 6 months I felt perfect, never sick, and then 3 days after just eating junk food, I'm sick.
But
Like,
I'll tell you this. All I eat is junk food, and I haven't been sick in 6 months.
Yeah.
My body's ready.
But and you just got to be disciplined, really. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't have time. Well, if you have time to sit there on your phone and scroll through TikTok for an hour, you have time to go work out. It
If
doesn't
you have
to be
time to
crazy.
say you don't have time,
Exactly.
you got time.
It don't take much. You could go work out for 30 minutes. Go run on the treadmill. Go lift some weights. Go for a walk. At least you're doing something.
Exactly.
But I just am disciplined. I haven't missed a workout besides my family reunion I went to. Before that, I was going probably 2 months straight of going to the gym every day.
Nice. So this isn't even one of the questions that someone asked. This is me personally asking. What's your workout routine? What's a Monday through Friday look like for you?
So I do a 4-day split.
Okay.
So on Mondays, I do chest and triceps.
Okay.
Tuesday, back and biceps. Wednesday, shoulders. And then Thursday, I do legs.
Okay.
And then
and then
Friday, I just repeat it.
Gotcha. Okay. Not
So
bad.
that's what I found to be the best for me.
Yeah.
And I push it hard every single time. I push chest and triceps hard on Monday, and then by Friday
you're back to
I'm back and I feel good.
Good. All right. Now I was just curious because we grew up doing the same workout regimen, and we have very different looks going right now. All right. Hot cuts and ChatGPT. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I need you to describe to me Hot Cuts play style from the 2016 senior year, okay?
Okay.
So this is you as an outside linebacker. Your receiver days are limited here. But let's look and see. I asked for 5 bullet points on describing your play style senior year. And so it gave me like a short description. I won't ask you for the description, but what do you think like the 5 main points that it brought up to describe your play style were? It's kind of like a very broad. I'm sorry. This is not good podcasting, but
no, this is good. I don't really know how I would. I always tried to be a little goofy when I played.
I don't know if ChatGPT would have been able to pick up on that. That is true. I'm not saying that's not true, but I just don't know if ChatGPT would have known to put that in there.
I don't know. I don't think I could.
Okay.
I think we'd have to just look and see.
Okay, there we go. Hot cuts. Number 1, versatile athlete.
Okay.
Brimhall was utilized in multiple roles, including running back and outside linebacker, showcasing his versatility on both offense and defense. His ability to contribute in various positions made him a valuable asset to the team. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I think I'm for sure overall just an athlete.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's
church
obvious.
Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Church ball
church
MVP.
Ball. Yeah. Man, I think the best I got 41 points one game.
Ain't bad.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, speed and agility. Known for his quickness, Brimhall excelled in making sharp cuts, obviously from the name, hot cuts.
Mm-hmm.
We'll discuss where hot cuts came from here in a second, but making sharp cuts and evading defenders. His agility allowed him to be effective in open space, whether he was carrying the ball or defending against opponents.
Okay.
So where did hot cuts come from? Because that wasn't just a random nickname. We weren't just like, oh, hot cuts. That sounds good.
The first instance that I remember, you might remember something different, but first thing I remember was Trevor Reddick was.
Yeah, I think I remember Trevor.
What is it called? I got a blank here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was up.
And he was up in the press box.
In the press box.
Yeah, he was in the
announcing and whatnot, or like he was.
Was he the PA for the field, or was he talking?
He was just talking
to the coaches. He wasn't.
No. He was on the
PA system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the first thing I remember was I did some sort of return or something, and he would say, "Number 25, hot cut Brimhall," or something like that. That's the first memory I remember.
I think that's right. I don't remember hearing it. I remember Trevor telling us about it after the fact.
Yeah.
And I think it just stuck because it was very much like, you just need to watch the tapes. I mean, he would be running one way and would stop on a dime and was going the other way.
Yeah.
Before you realize he'd stopped, he was already running the other way.
I think that was probably, that was the best thing, I think, in my opinion, that I had. I was never like fast, just going straight like Tanner was.
Yeah, Tanner was
But I was always quick on.
You could change direction probably the fastest of anyone on the team, I would probably venture to say.
Yeah.
All right, defensive prowess. On the defensive side, Brimhall's tenacity and tackling were crucial. He often made significant stops and was known for his ability to read plays quickly, contributing to the Lobos' defensive strength. That's very true.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, you upended a guy who tried to get to the second level. That's a varsity game. That wasn't JV. That wasn't some scrub that was just like, he had to go home and milk the cow afterwards. Like he was a varsity player, and you were all over the field. Our Lobo defense that year,
it was good.
I mean, as a we've had some really good players. Your younger brothers have set records.
Oh, yeah.
In years since as defensive players, but I think as a collective group, maybe the best defense I have ever seen from a high school team in 3A.
Oh yeah.
Like, it wasn't until like week 5 or 6 that somebody scored on us.
Yeah.
And then even after that, it was still like 1 or 2 touchdowns a game where teams would score as like teams were getting better, and we were still putting up 40 some odd points.
Yeah. And even when they did score, it was on times when we just weren't disciplined enough.
Trey threw an interception on his own 8-yard line. So you guys had to defend 8 yards. So
if we played a perfect game though, no one would have scored on us.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean,
maybe Sholo, like a touchdown or two.
Sholo put up 26 on us.
Yeah.
But I think other than that, did anyone else put over 20 on us?
Nope.
Yeah, and we still lost out first
round. And if
round.
they did, we were probably like at 60 points and had the third stringers in.
Probably. Yeah, because I mean, the game we lost in the freaking playoffs, they only scored 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
All right. Hot cuts continued. Number 4. What? Did I? Oh no.
There we go. Oh,
I know, but I copied and pasted the same one twice. Shoot. That's not good. That's all right. Let's get to this last. We'll just read this last one then.
okay.
All right. And then reliable performance under pressure. Whether it was making a key block, a crucial tackle, or a decisive run, Brimhall was dependable in high-pressure situations. His performance was consistent and clutch, helping the Lobos in critical moments throughout the season.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, geez. All right. Before we wrap this up, let's see if anyone else has submitted a question. Let me refresh here. Okay, so nothing on Instagram. Let's go back to Facebook. It's loading. Nope. All right. Well, Steve, it has been a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time.
I was too. Yeah, that's why I wanted to wait. I was like, it would be a lot better in person
for sure
than over some Zoom call.
That's true. We're gonna get a picture of us after this because you guys need to see the glasses that he's been wearing this entire time. It has been so hard to stay like level this entire time because these glasses, these are fantastic.
They just keep me focused.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. All right. But before we end, Steve, is there anything you want to bring up? Is there any topic on your mind? Any thoughts of mine you want to be alone with for a while?
Let me ask you this.
All right.
What is your goal to take the 8th grade boys basketball team to the top?
What's my goal? So what's my plan?
What's your plan? What are you planning on doing?
I don't think any of the parents listen to this, and that's okay. I've heard from people in the community that some of the parents of some of the kids I've coached, they're not talking bad about me. Mm-hmm. If they do listen to this, I don't want them to think that I'm upset because I'm not. But I've heard that some of the parents were kind of upset with the defensive strategies that I brought to the table, and that maybe defensively my team wasn't as prepared as we could have been in some games. I will say this: in the regular season with my 7th grade team last year, we went undefeated. We lost 2 tournament games, and not like the championship tournament because 7th grade doesn't do that, but we went and did a mid-season tournament, and we lost twice to the same team. We lost to Round Valley, but we offensively, our team, we play very well. We try to play methodically, not too fast, but not too slow, and I run the same stuff that the high school does, because at the end of the day, my goal is win or lose. I'm trying to build these kids up so when they go from junior high to the high school, the only transition they're making is game speed, right? They just have to learn to play the same things but faster.
Yeah.
Because in 7th grade when we played, we ran the wagon wheel play, which sucked. I don't even remember what we ran in 8th grade. And then you had to learn everything new once you got to high school.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly having to try to learn new stuff, which isn't good. And so my biggest thing is become a team that you do not want to have to play because our defense is that stifling. I know that I can coach a team to score.
Yeah.
And I can coach a blind kid to shoot a basketball. That's not a problem. But, me as a coach, I want to get better at coaching defense so that when we play these better teams, they're scared to bring the ball down to the offensive side of the floor.
Yeah.
Create havoc on that side to hopefully create easier opportunities on offense.
Okay.
So that's my plan. I don't know if I got that 8th grade job yet. I'm waiting to hear back from the school. They told me the decision will probably be made in August. So
they'd be lucky to have you.
Yeah. So in the meantime, I'm running open gyms for these boys, and we just had one this last week on Wednesday, and I think we had like 14 boys show up between 7th and 8th grade.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right. One more question for you.
Yeah.
If I move back,
Yeah.
what are the chances you'll make a city ball team with me?
100%.
100%?
100%. Steve, look, I'm telling you, the last 3 years I've been on 3 separate city basketball teams. Okay? And my thing is I'm either I don't know if I'm trying to buy time till you come back so we can make a team, or if I'm trying to go and play on enough teams where I can kind of pull one guy from each team that I like and create my own team. I don't know. But if you come back, Steve, and we get Michael, we get David, we get Doug Jr., we get Andrew.
Yeah.
I mean, who stops us?
I can't think of anyone.
Dude, we'll talk about it off the pod.
Yeah.
But I had some pretty crazy plays this year in City Ball. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you listening. First and foremost, when you get done with this episode, what I need you to do is I need you to scroll down to the bottom of either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever it is you're listening to. You're going to find a rating system. Give it 5 stars if you enjoyed this whatsoever. If you didn't enjoy it, put 5 stars and tell me why you didn't enjoy it. Now, let's see. Actually, did anyone leave us a review this week? I doubt it. No one likes me anymore. Just kidding. Let's get into it here. Got to go to my own podcast. Yeah, no, that's whatever. It's just Lizard King and Sex Appeal 420. So if you guys want to join the ranks of reviewers, go leave me a review. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe you're a basketball coach. Maybe this is Mike Budenholzer listening to this, and he can give me some defensive coaching tips. So leave a review. Follow Steven at Steven Brimhall 25 on Instagram. Ladies, unfortunately, he is not single. He is happily married.
Happily married.
And so if you're a lady, don't follow him. But if you're a sports fan, you're going to want to give him a follow because this guy's maybe the greatest receiver to come out of Snowflake High School, unofficially.
Yeah. Off the books.
Unofficially. I will say this, maybe the best set of hands I ever seen. So, anyways, thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a happy 4th of July. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's the day before the 4th of July that this comes out.
Everyone's going to be in town. They're not going to be doing nothing. No excuses not to listen, huh?
If they're hanging with their family,
put it on the TV. Put it on the speaker.
TV. Dude, I thought about trying to figure out a way to record this video.
That would be cool.
I think if we when we get all the boys together, we'll try that. I'll try to get my brother-in-law in town. He is so good with cameras. Get him up here, see if he can record it, and we'll edit it and all that. And it's gonna be fun. I'm so excited for that.
That would be fun. This has been fun though. I appreciate you having me on here.
Dude, we went for an hour and 10 minutes.
That's good.
That's dang good. All right. Well, rate and review the podcast. Share it with a friend. Follow Tender Mercies Studios on Instagram. You can follow Steven, like I said, at Steven Brimhall 25 on Instagram. And you can follow me at TJPS3, my initials. And, I don't have anything else. So please enjoy our unofficial theme song, Steven and I's unofficial theme song, to play you out.